Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the orientation for our district committee chairs. We are going to start by first recognizing we're going to start by first recognizing the past district governors in the room. Thank you for being here with us today. To our district governor line, DGE, district governor-elect, district governor nominee, and district governor nominee designate, and to all of our district committee members, thank you for being here with us this morning. Just before we get into the official welcome, please take a look at some of the protocols for this morning. In a moment, you will see on the screen guidelines on excuse my croakiness this morning.
Too much carnival, Tanya?
Yes, perhaps. Okay, so please, for the language selection, at the bottom of the screen, there are the three dots, select interpretation and choose your language. Generally, please display your name and the district role that you're representing. Mute your microphones. Show us your videos. In a couple moments, we will have the Zoom background for everyone. Please include that as your background. And this session is going to be recorded. As we go through the morning, we will have various segments for questions and answers. Please place your question and answers in the general chat. We won't be using the Q&A option today, and put your questions in capital letters so that we can see and recognize that it is a question, and we will bring it up when the relevant question and answer period comes up. So I'm going to leave this up on the screen just for a few moments as we have other members of our team join us. Today, your leadership and dedication, not today, but all the time, your leadership and dedication are the driving force behind the success of our district 7 to 30. And we truly appreciate your service. As we embrace our new Rotary year in a few months' time, we're going to be focusing on uniting for good. A powerful reminder that by working together, we can actually create lasting positive change in our communities in the Caribbean and beyond. Today, we also take a moment to recognize International Women's Day, a celebration of the achievements of women around the world, and a call to continue fostering diversity, equity, and inclusion. To all the incredible women leaders in our district, we honor and thank you for your contributions and your continued contributions. We look forward to a productive and engaging session as we unite for good, and work together to make meaningful impact. Thank you again for your commitment, and let's make this year one of service, collaboration, and success. Let's welcome, to help direct us and channel us into the new year, our incoming DG. Let's welcome Soraya Warna Gustaf.
Thank you so much, District Learning Facilitator Tanya. What a wonderful welcome. And happy Saturday, everyone. And thank you for squeezing in the time. The entire dream team is not likely to be here today due to scheduling conflicts, but I would like to acknowledge the past district governors on the call. And we are also expecting our district governor nominee, Maurice, welcome assistant governors, and of course, all of our committee chairs. A warm welcome to all of you this Saturday morning. And also want to add my International Women's Day greetings to all of our female Rotarians as well. So happy International Women's Day. Today we honor the strength, the resilience, and achievements of women everywhere. So let's continue to act together for gender equality. Just bear with me now. I will share my presentation. Thank you.
Riot showing up on our side. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much. So, welcome again. This committee chair's orientation, I believe, is an important first step as we prepare for this new Rotary year, and is intended to familiarize committee chairs, in particular our new chairs, with the responsibilities and expectations associated with their roles. So the orientation is therefore key in ensuring that the district's overall program objectives can be met efficiently and effectively. So as we move on, the agenda is as shown. After this short presentation, we are hoping that our DG and Maurice will be on hand to deliver some remarks on the collaborative approach that we are taking to committees commencing this year, following which I will ask all of our committee chairs present to introduce their portfolio, in particular the new committee chairs, and to share the main or at least one priority going into 2025-2026. Today, we will start off with sharing Rotary International's and more importantly, our incoming president-elect, Mario's presidential messaging and his priority for the new year. You would already know that Unite for Good is our presidential message. And at the recently held International Assembly, incoming President Mario issued a call to action to rejuvenate Rotary, emphasizing the importance of seeking out new perspectives and strengthening Rotary's service to communities across the globe. Now, Mario sees innovation, continuity, and that is continuity of leadership and partnership as the three pillars necessary to revitalize our organization. And while our internal priority remains focused on polio eradication, membership growth is our number one and only internal priority, with a call from President-elect Mario to focus on multiple channels or avenues through which we can expand our reach and grow our membership. I want to share now a bit about our strategic priorities. Director Patrick and I spoke to the Rotary Action Plan and its strategic priorities at our recent learning kickoff, wherein I also shared the areas that we as a district would be focusing on. So this slide essentially presents a high-level view of our priorities, which we will be expanding further for club review purposes through the district citation. But here I wanted to give you a view of the priorities and what the corresponding activities would look like for us. So our district will continue to foster growth, development in membership and service across all of our communities. Our goals are aligned, of course, with the overarching mission of Rotary International, which crosses all areas of focus and service avenues. And in pursuit of these objectives, we will want to see established, clear, and actionable goals across all of our committees for our district. You may already be aware that, or you may already be aware of the changes made in Rotary Club Central, which is in an effort to get all of our members comfortable with the language, with the approach here, utilizing the priorities and allowing these to drive all of our service activities, so that as you plan out your year, you get comfortable with the questions and they become, how can we increase our impact? How and what can we do to expand our reach? What new activities can we introduce to enhance participant or member engagement? And finally, what can we do to adapt to our changing environment? So we will have a Rotary Action Plan session on the 11th of March at 7 p.m. AST, and you should plan to attend as committee chairs, as we will have a Rotary Action Plan champion, walk us through the importance of these priorities and how they should and could be applied. As committee chairs and drivers of our district's programs, this should provide good support as you develop your goals for 2025-2026. So I inserted this here simply to serve as a reminder to you as committee chairs that you are an integral member of the district leadership team, charged with the responsibility to manage, to drive our various district priorities and programs. We cannot do this without your support. And you have shown the necessary leadership experience within Rotary and in your profession. You have the passion, you have the interest, you have the drive, which we believe will allow you to lead a committee successfully and achieve the goals identified for the year. So I thank you at the outset for committing to being a part of this leadership team. (2025-2026) committee goals and requirements. As chairs with specific portfolios, you already know what your objectives and by extension, what your specific goals are. So this slide is really intended to draw out the general expectations and requirements. I've had discussions with most committee and program chairs, and so I kindly request that you let me have your committee plans or your big, hairy, and audacious goals by 15th April 2025. Note that this would not necessarily apply to everyone, but I'm happy to get on a call to have further discussions on this. I would be happy to also get these goals in prior to the 15th of April. I believe in continuous improvement. So as you prepare your plans, please include suggestions or recommendations for improvements and enhancements to the respective programs or portfolios, such that we can continue to build on and develop year on year. During the new Rotary year, we will continue with quarterly reporting and hope that you will be able to submit these, and or we may choose to meet and discuss updates as we go along. We would like to encourage collaboration with the learning team, who can support you with your training needs of clubs. But we do want to maximize the use of the Learning Center for capacity building amongst our members and amongst our clubs. Promoting collaboration among the different committees is another key objective here. Chairs are encouraged to work together towards common goals, share resources, and support each other's initiatives. At the end of this presentation, I would have mentioned this earlier, but we would want to hear from each committee member, each committee chair, what their main priority, or at least one priority, looks like going into 2025-2026. Moving on to roles and responsibilities. A Rotary district exists solely to help individual Rotary clubs advance the object of Rotary. And so this is why we are here. Your committee is a key resource for clubs, especially those clubs that are new to an activity or struggling to find success. Of course, support for clubs will be based on your committee's areas of expertise. But district programs are expected to be understood and embraced by clubs as far as is possible. It's not intended to remain at the district level. And we can strengthen our clubs by providing the necessary support and guidance to club leaders. We really have to see our district programs and our district programs and objectives as providing that added value to clubs. as being able to encourage and enhance membership engagement, as being that foundation for a vibrant Rotary district, and as a very vital membership retention tool. So as a committee chair, we hope that you can generate a level of excitement and enthusiasm for areas of interest at the club level. You are encouraged to introduce a committee, but use your committee effectively. Remember, alone we can achieve great things, but together we can change the world. So as a committee chair, I'm calling on you to be an advocate for your program and committee, to ensure that there is full visibility for your particular area of focus, to educate your committee members, establish clear communication channels within your committee and with other district committees and other partners, practice succession planning, ensure that our committees reflect the diversity in our district, include Rotaract where possible, and offer members an opportunity for personal development and growth, thereby expanding leadership beyond the club level. There are various resources and tools that can aid and support you in your roles. This includes access to RI's pool of specialists, relevant documentation and information on the RI website, and our own district and zone support systems, all designed to help you and facilitate your work. So we encourage you to sign up to the Learning Center courses that are appropriate for you and your committee. And let's ensure that you have the necessary tools and knowledge which will enable us to achieve the goals set out for our year. This was a very short presentation, and I want to close out with the words of President-elect Mario, because Unite for Good is a call to action. Our Rotary District is committed to achieving its goals through collaborative efforts and service. Together, we can fulfill Rotary's mission of service above self and create a brighter future for all. Let us unite for good. At this point, I'm open to questions. But following this, as I indicated before, would love to hear from our committee chairs and ask them to introduce themselves, their committees, to present their main priority for the year in just about 1 to 2 minutes. Thank you. I'll stop sharing. Thank you so much for your attention.
We open up the floor for questions. Who has the first question? Please raise your virtual hand.
And if there are no questions at this point, as I indicated, I'd like to open it up for our committee chair, a main priority for this Rotary year. And perhaps I can reach out to an incoming chair if there are no questions.
I'll happily go first.
Thank you so much, Tanya.
You're welcome.
Oh, you beat me to it, Tanya. You beat me to it.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you for being a ladies' gentleman today on International Women's Day. My name is Tanya Western. I'm past president of the Rotary Club of Central Port of Spain. My role this year is going to be focusing on the learning for our district. I'm very excited about it, of course, because we have PELS. We're in the process of having PELS happen, the President-elect, Secretary-elect training and learning. And the thing that I'm most excited about is the opportunity to expand the learning, the focus on learning throughout the year. I know that some clubs do it, where they have training sessions and learning sessions for their clubs. But with the learning team that we've created, we are really anticipating that learning will be a focus throughout the Rotary year and not end at conference. Thank you, Soraya.
Thank you, Tanya. And if we can move on quickly, can I invite the incoming District Interact Chair to share? Thank you.
Hi, good morning, everyone. My name is Abraham Daniel, the continuing Interact Chair 2025-2026. And my main focus for Interact 2025-26 would be to get, of course, more clubs chartered, but the focus is really going to be on encouraging Rotary clubs to sponsor at least one Interact clubs. So that would be, I think, one most direct way in which we can get Interact grown within the district. Right now, we probably just got about half of the clubs, Rotary clubs, sponsoring Interact clubs. So there's lots of opportunity growth, I think, within our district coming this year. In addition to that, notwithstanding, we have the existing clubs. Also, I would say, to reinvigorate some of the Interact clubs, which over the years may not have been as vibrant as they could be. So that would be a simultaneous goal for the Interact program for 2026.
Thank you so much, DIC Abraham, for leading the charge. Youth service is a cornerstone of our district, and I appreciate all of the support that you're providing in this area. Thank you so much. If I could call on our Peace Chair, incoming Peace Chair, Charles. Thank you.
Thank you, Soraya. I'm Charles Hossel. I'm the Peace Chair. This will be my third year. You asked me to pick out one point. That's really difficult in a world that seems to be descending into more chaos and less peaceful every time we turn on the radio or the TV. I don't really know where to start. What I would like to say is that I want to try and introduce all the clubs to our partner, the Institute for Economics and Peace, as they do a wonderful job on deciding what peace is, who is more peaceful, and ways of going about creating peace. And then I want to back that up with clubs becoming part of the RAG for Peace, peace polls, and peace building clubs. That's going to be my priorities this year. Thank you, DGE.
Thank you for sharing, and we look forward to the rollout of your program during this year, during the new Rotary year. Can I please ask incoming RILA Chair, Evangeline Allen, to share?
First of all, let me say that the RILA this year will be creating history, because it will be the first time in our 54-year history that we will be hosting RILA. And so we are all excited. We have a wide cross-section of membership throughout the district, and our main focus this year is to make it as exciting and interesting. We have used a strategic approach in that we have assigned persons from different clubs to different countries to boost the attendance. The theme this year is Youth in Leadership, Embracing Changes and Empowering Change. Now, we just don't want to confine it to interactors. So an open invitation is extended both to Rotarians and Rotaractors to spend that weekend with us in Antigua.
Thank you so much. Well, Past Assistant Governor Vanji and now incoming Ryla Chair. I'm so pleased with your commitment, right? Your level of interest and the passion coming out of the Antigua team. And I look forward to an awesome Ryla down the year. I think we're looking at perhaps November as the month. So thank you so much for your commitment so far. Can I please ask PDG Leslie, welcome.
Good morning. Good morning, all.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, DGE. So my name is Leslie Ramdani, past district governor, and DGE has asked me to venture in, let me say, new territory. It was a thing of the past, youth exchange. And, you know, some of you may know that somehow our district got lost our franchise for that. So I think now we are going into new territory, going back into a new territory, and it means revamping our whole structure as far as youth exchange is concerned. The DGE has asked that we focus on
Outbound.
sending out outbound persons to youth exchange. Okay, so it means that first of all, there are several things that we have. The district has to do to make sure that we can be recertified to do a youth exchange. I must admit that so far the committee has not been assembled, and I certainly would rely on district members to advise on persons who can, on who would volunteer to put that committee together so we can start working. So it means that we're already starting over this process of youth exchange and hoping that it may not occur this Rotary year, but certainly in DGN's year, we hope to make it start back our youth exchange program. Okay. So that's where we are, DGE, and as I said, I plan to go forward working, putting the committee together and getting up all our priorities in order to accomplish this. Thank you.
Thank you so much, PDG Leslie, for even agreeing to take on the task, because we do know that it is a process for our district to become to be recertified. It is a process. And so we acknowledge that, and we are taking a long view of it. So happy for you to at least start this year, even if we finalize things in the next Rotary year. But that's what it's all about, right? Continuity of leadership and just making sure that our plans move forward and materialize down the line. So thank you so much for that. And in conversation—
And remember, DG, you haven't chosen the youngest district person to head this committee, so have to be patient.
Well, thanks for pointing that out, PDG Leslie. That thought never crossed my mind. I know that you have an interest in the topic, in the area, and I know that you will do your utmost best. And I was about to say that we do have Rotarians that I've had conversations with that are pretty excited about the fact that we are introducing this opportunity to the district. So I have no doubt that you will have some young committee members, if your emphasis is on that, supporting you through the process. So thank you so much for sharing. I appreciate that. If I could invite our district finance chair, PDG Lyle, please, to share. Thank you.
Thank you, DGE Soraya. I've been the finance chair for the last 3 years. And for my sins, you have reappointed me. So we will continue to do our best to ensure that the district remains, in the eyes of the Rotary International, that we continue to maintain the very, very high standards that we've been upholding for the last several years. I look forward to working with the entire team, and let's go.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your commitment and for agreeing to work with me. I know that you've been, as you said, in the seat for a while, but you are effectively an expert right now, and I'm really, really happy for your continued support. Thank you, PDG Lyle. And if I could invite Past Assistant Governor Maria to share what her portfolio is and her goals. Thank you.
Thank you very much, DGE Soraya, and good morning, everyone. I am currently and also the incoming District Public Image Chair, and the continued focus for the District Public Image Committee, in addition to ensuring clubs maintain brand alignment with Rotary International, is enhancing PI through storytelling and recognition, where the focus remains on amplifying the impact of Rotary clubs within the district by showcasing their work through media exposure, member engagement, and project recognition. So some of these campaigns were launched this year. The first one was the Rotary District 70/30 Spotlight campaign, where we encourage clubs to send us their stories that appeared in the media within their respective territories. And this was focused, this was shared on all the district social media channels. So clubs were very good with that. Another one that will be launched, this will be post-conference, but it will be launched in time for the conference, is Interact to Rotaract Pathways. And we have a few Rotarians who actually went through the Interact to Rotarian membership. So that will to be launched shortly. There's also a post-conference campaign where we feature outstanding club projects with specific criteria. And we will continue to showcase these and also add new ones in the upcoming Rotary year. And clubs will also be encouraged to submit their reports for the Rotary Zone 33-34 Public Image Citation. That's reports that they do on a monthly basis online, which reinforce best practices in PI. And also we will continue to encourage clubs to use the tools available to them on Rotary International and also the Zone. Thank you, and looking forward to serving.
Thank you, PAG Maria, for the wonderful work that you're doing with public image. As you know, public image is actually one of these three pillars supporting Rotary's strategic priorities. So this is an absolutely important area that you're managing, and I am absolutely grateful for your continued support. Thank you so much. Can I ask Sean Paddy, who is our incoming communications chair, to share? Thank you.
Thanks, Soraya. I'll actually take the opportunity and cover three things, so I'll try and do that in 60 seconds.
Thank you.
So the first is, as Soraya mentioned, as far as communications is concerned, the goal remains the same year after year, and that's to just more or less ensure that our members and clubs are, provided with the adequate facilities and opportunities to stay connected to each other, but additionally to make sure that communication is enhanced and maintained year after year after year and during the year itself. And communication takes many forms, whether it's speaking to each other in person, whether it's messaging each other on your phone, whether it's via Zoom, whether it's via email. And each one of these avenues that can be pursued as far as communication, must be done as best as possible by everyone. And the best rule when it comes to communication is good in, good out. So at all points in time during the course of the year, whether you're a member or whether you're responsible for a club, the information that's provided, whether it's contact information, whether it's, email addresses, phone numbers, all these things need to be, updated, maintained to ensure that we are all properly connected with each other and can, reach out to each other when we need to without any hindrances and without any obstacles. So that's kind of the first top priority as far as communications is concerned. As in an additional role as far as the district is concerned when it comes to Rotary International's top external priority, which is ending polio. What I'll say to that is, you know, as with every year, right, our goal is to continue to support the efforts of RI's Polio Plus initiatives, whether it's to raise awareness that polio is still around and is just a plane ride away in terms of spreading again, whether it's to support the efforts directly through contributions to the Polio Plus Fund, which, as a reminder, doesn't just go towards supporting the efforts towards ending polio. It also contributes towards a much larger network of disease prevention and spread, hence the plus in Polio Plus. So as much as we can to advocate for polio awareness and ending polio through contributions, that's always going to be maintained as a priority and pushed towards members, pushed towards clubs, you know, using opportunities that are provided, let's say through the district's Polio Plus Society, for recognition for those members who can make a commitment to contributing every year towards the Polio Plus Fund, or whether it's ensuring that the district itself maintains a commitment towards supporting polio through its contribution every year towards the Polio Plus Fund from its district designated funds that it receives. Again, polio is going to remain more or less Rotary's top external priority until we've actually achieved the goal of ending it globally. Yeah. And then last but not least, as far as one of the district programs for the year, while we've been able to you know, sustain 3 or 4 solid programs for the year, one of the newer ones, which was the Rethink initiative that was launched back in 2022, 2023, is more or less going to kick into its second phase, probably before the start of the new Rotary year, hopefully, but definitely by the start of the new Rotary year. And that's going to more or less provide all clubs throughout our district with absolutely free resources, and both guided resources as well as personnel resources when it comes to helping kids within our communities with regards to cyberbullying, with regards to becoming better digital citizens overall. And so that program is really going to be kicking into its active phase, like I said, hopefully before the start of the new Rotary year, but definitely by the start of the new Rotary year. And it's definitely going to be one of these things that we want to make sure that as many clubs and as many communities within our district get involved, so that we can help a lot of these kids who unfortunately deal with this on a regular basis. And as I said before, it's something that's being, we're partnered up with the Rethink initiative, and they're providing us all these great resources absolutely at no cost. So the committee and the team that's been put together to spearhead that are really excited to kind of push it forward and get as many clubs involved as possible. Sorry, that was a little bit more than 60 seconds, but I covered all three.
Yes, it was. But I appreciate that you are wearing multiple hats. Thank you so much for your presentation, Sean. And yeah, truly grateful for your commitment and the service that you provide the district. Thank you so much. I'd like to call on Assistant Governor Dina, please, to introduce her portfolio, which is a new portfolio coming into this year. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Before I start, and I will try to stick within the 60 minutes, I just want to use the opportunity to thank DGE Soraya for the confidence that she has placed in me in trying to pull this off this coming year. I was appointed district alumni chair, and one of my specific roles will be, well, before I can talk about the role, the action plan has started, And one of the priorities, of course, the strategic priorities will be covered in that, but definitely expand our reach. And so one of the responsibilities that I have as district alumni chair is to develop and promote opportunities for alumni to engage with Rotary in our district and globally, and to maintain relationships with alumni in the district, across the district. It's also, I hope to encourage Rotarians to build relationships with alumni and to work with them on projects and fundraisers. Who are alumni? Alumni are people who are no longer directly involved with Rotary, but still have, a passion for Rotary. Past interactors, Rotaractors, Rotary Youth Exchange, Youth Generation Service Exchange, RILA people, Rotary Peace Fellowship, ambassadorial scholarships, and so on. So we have to, in doing that, we have to find the alumni, right? And so I've already reached out to RI and they've sent me a report. Maria has been helpful in giving me some information, and I'll use the plug here that I am appealing to those of you on this call. If you know prospective alumni, please get in touch with me. I would love to do that. I have not put a team together as yet because I have to go through the report. It's very lengthy. And I'm going to see where we have the most amount of alumni, and then I may probably choose people from those countries to be part of the team. One of the focus will be engaging the alumni. And of course, we have to, I hope to influence them, to remind them that Rotary offers what they are looking for in terms of opportunities to join leaders, take action, and exchange ideas. And how I plan to reach out is, of course, using social media, especially LinkedIn, because there's a Rotary site there called Rotary Alumni Relations, and a lot of professionals are in that group. We hope to, of course, collaborate with Rotarians, as I just said, reaching out to you to help we have to manage the alumni data so that when we reach out to these people, we're going to ask them to update their Rotary profiles and so on. One of the ways I hope to make it impactful and is to celebrate Reconnect Week this year. And that's a big task, but hopefully we will get it done. And this is usually celebrated in the first week in October. I also hope that by forming the association, we will be able to start the chartering process. And, I look forward to the support of the district in getting this off the ground. So thank you so much, DG Soraya, for this opportunity.
Thank
and
you.
to grow Rotary.
Absolutely, absolutely. And thank you, incoming alumni chair, Dina. I have absolutely no doubt that we will be able to pull this off together. So thank you for your commitment, right, to this particular portfolio. I appreciate that. Thank you. If I could invite Past Assistant Governor Richard to share what his portfolio is and his main objective. Thank you, Richard.
Thank you very much, PD. Sorry, not PD. DGE. You have to forgive me for not being on screen. I did send you a message to say I'm in a very far away time zone now, and it's kind of ungodly, and it's not a decent hour to be on screens. But I wanted to be at the meeting. So I'm past President Richard from Grenada. I'm also the past conference chair for Past District Governors Leslie Meeting Conference in Grenada. And I want to say Happy International Women's Day to all concerned, and to thank the District Governor-elect Soraya for the confidence placed in me, in including me at this level. I also want to thank Makasha for her support so far in doing a smooth transition. As the district governor-elect is aware, the committee is still to be decided. I know there is a committee in place, and then going forward, I believe the DGE was interested in having it restructured to a certain extent. So the key priority for this first year of what I believe would be 3 years of service would be to bring the project fair back to the conference. As you know, this year there will be no project fair in Trinidad conference under District Governor Debbie. But District Governor-elect Sarah has made it clear that she would like to have a project fair in St. Lucia. And I would be making every effort, and I've already started, and certainly continuing when the committee is fully formed, to make sure that that happens. And one special feature is also to have some kind of hybrid in terms of access to clubs and districts around the world. Traditionally, as you know, we've brought clubs in from the US district in the US to be physically present for the project fair. So I'm looking forward to, in terms of the collaboration as we unite for good, and the collaboration that the District Governor-elect spoke of earlier among committees and Rotarians, I'm looking forward to committees and Rotarians all over the district, remembering the people they've met across the world that they've traveled to, particularly those who've said, you know, our clubs are rich, we have money, we would like to collaborate with you. I think these are good opportunities for putting together a database and pulling these people into a virtual project fair. So that's basically what I wanted to say, and I do look forward to working with everyone for this upcoming Rotary year. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, incoming International Services Chair, Richard. I mean, just the fact that you are here is testament to the commitment that you've made to the portfolio. And I too look forward to working with you so that we can ensure that we actually have, you know, a fantastic project fair come 2026, April 2026, that is. So thank you so much for sharing here this morning. I appreciate that. Thank you.
DG Soraya, we have a special request from DG Anne Maurice to please present next.
Wow, welcome, DG Anne Maurice. Oh, I mentioned you earlier. Thank you so much. And I noticed that PDG Wadi has his hand up as well. DG Anne Maurice?
Yep. Thank you. Thanks a lot. I apologize. I'm in Paris. I had to come urgently. It was not planned. So I was supposed to be with you since the beginning of this call. And once again, I apologize. I'm in a convention, so that's why very little time. And I said I had to talk to you, my friends. So first of all, I want to thank our DGE, Soraya, for giving me the opportunity to talk briefly about our project on literally including more the French counterpart of our district on what I should call the district affairs. We have very little of our French fellow Rotarian who are really into committed into, let's say, leading or taking part of the project of the district. So this is something that we have talked about, and we agreed with DG Soraya to have some of them included in the main committees and to work and to learn from her shares, from her committee shares. What we're thinking about is having one French member who would be, let's say, helping in delivering the content and learning from the share to be able to have, let's call, an equal quality of of training for them. So probably have separate calls directly in French, so the French won't have um, this let's say this simultaneous interpretation, which and don't get me wrong, we have a very high quality translation and interpretation. It's not that. Is the fact is, and after having talked to many of them, is that they are not that concentrated the whole presentation, and at the same time they're pretty, let's say, not scared but pretty shy to ask question and to have this interaction with during the calls. So I have talked to a few of you, um, committee chair, and especially Sean Paddy, Maria, Giselle, Wadi Soman, PDG Wadi, to have included in their committee one of these French, which who will learn from them, help them, and work together in the content, because sometimes the content could be, let's say, not modified, but adapt to our culture, so-called culture, which is not that different from yours, but the way to say things and the way to bring to the knowledge of our French fellow the best way, the best, yeah. So I was expecting to have these people that I wanted to introduce you to today in this call, but unfortunately, I'm not seeing anyone except my great friend Jean-Marc Schmick, who is already a part of this committee, and he will be also included next year with the learning committee. So yes, I will have, because Soraya has DG Soraya, sorry, has agreed in having a person-to-person with the different chairs to set to settle or to implement uh, um, a coordinated um, work with this French counterpart for having, I hope, under under Soraya year, more French included, interested in the district affairs once again, and more or better trained, because we have a really, and we have witnessed that, a really lack of commitment, and that is something that we have to work on that, and with the the program and the ideas of DG Soraya, I think we can succeed in including them in more effectively, efficiently in the district. So thank you, DG Soraya, for this opportunity, and we will work together, and I will work with the different chairs. I'm there to help this communication to be delivered the best way. And sorry, it's cold in Paris. I got, yeah. So and mainly I'm looking to PDG Wadi for foundation, membership, Maria with the public image, communication with my friend Sean Paddy, training, Ryla also, Ryla, because we witness that this year, for example, among the 200 and something a youngster attending this Ryla, I think we had no more than 4 French, which is unacceptable. And we have to change that. So I think it's Evangeline Allen, who is the No, I'm maybe mistaken.
You're right. You are correct.
Yes, yes. So I would like to see one of my the people I'm thinking about to be working with her. So next year, with under DGE a year, we will have much more people and more connection between the French youngster and the English one. So I'm stopping there. Looking forward to work with each of you, and very excited about it. And what we want to do is really succeeding in implementing all that under Soraya year. So next year, the following year, it will something already. How can I say that in English? Already, yeah, ready to be. I mean, you understand what I mean.
Already
So
established.
yes, yes. Very excited about that. And also with Interact, also I can see Abraham. Is it you in charge of that? We will work together. I am serving my DGE Soraya, and I wanted to do it the best way. So don't be surprised if I get touch base with you. It's for the sake of a wonderful district and the Soraya year. Thanks a lot. And
Thank you.
thanks a lot. I'll be there. Thank
Yes,
you.
thank you. Thank
And I
you.
apologize if I have to leave the call right now.
No problem at all. I appreciate the fact that you
Thank you.
stayed on the call, given your current circumstance. Thank you so much for joining us. And
Thank you.
we absolutely welcome your French leaders. The collaborative approach that we are taking, I think, is actually the correct direction. This is what inclusivity looks like. This is what continuity of leadership looks like. And so you already have my commitment in terms of the type of support that we will provide to your incoming leaders so that they're part of our committees. And by the time you're ready to take on your year, you can hit the ground running, as we say.
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. So thank you so much.
Okay.
I do
I
believe.
want, yeah,
Go ahead.
since Charles Hossel speaks fluent English, I don't know if we need someone working with him, but we'll bring the help he will call for. Anyway,
Appreciate it. Thank you so much, DJ and Marie.
bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Take care. Yes, thank
Bye-bye.
you. Thank you. Thank you. I know that PDG Wadi's hand was up before. I'm not sure if he also has a time constraint and needs to speak. PDG Wadi, are you still there?
Yes, I'm still
Okay.
here. I'm in my car. In fact, attending a chartering of a new Rotary club across the bridge here in Suriname, and yeah, that's the new club of at least I think in 2019 was supported 19 or 20 by PDG Lyle, and I can happily say that they are really developing really well. Started as a women's club, more or less. Now have I think about 10 males, and now even having a Rotary club charter. So they're a great club. So I'm happy. With regard to what DGN Maurice just said about involving, let's say, more French, or I would say involving more Rotarians in our leadership team and in the district. I have one comment, and that is, it takes two to tango. It's not only from, let's say, our side as leadership, but also from, let's say, our own Rotarians. I always say what I know about, for example, the foundation, what I know about Rotary is because I went into, let's say, the learning center. I logged into the Rotary website, and all this information is up there, and it's also in French. So,
Yes.
and whatever time you put in it's the time you put in, the commitment you put in to Rotary that will give you, let's say, the result. That will give you more knowledge about Rotary. So it's I would say, a two-way street. You give, and you will get more knowledge about Rotary. It's not only we as leaders should involve them in a committee, but also they are a resource. They are resources with Rotary to get the knowledge, even without really being part of a committee. Having said that, I'm happy that next year the project fair will be back. At least will be back in St. Lucia. Because looking at the foundation, I would say there are two aspects. One is giving, and the other one is making use of the foundation projects. And what we've seen is that, let's say, giving, of course, we can get more giving from our Rotary members, and we should continue to try to, let's say, push them and ask them to donate more. But looking at projects, and especially global grant projects, we're doing fine with district grant projects. We don't have enough money to give to the Rotary clubs for district grant projects. That's perfect. But with regard to global grant projects, we see that, yeah, we still have money left, and you can say a lot. Yeah, a lot if you compare it to what we donate to the foundation and what we get back from the foundation. So I think that should be one main focus of the foundation committee, to see how we can get more clubs doing projects, and especially global grant projects, bigger projects than the small local projects. Because I would rather give it to projects, as a foundation chair, than, let's say, to Peace or Polio Plus. Because I'm of the opinion that for Polio Plus, for Peace, you have to fundraise as a district. And what we're getting back from the foundation, or PDF available, that has been donated by our clubs, by our members, we're getting some back, and we have to make use of it in what we want to do. If we're talking about doing good in the world. So that should be our focus, and of course continue the already, let's say, funding, the giving. Last year we reached 0 clubs, that's a non-giving club. We reached 100% clubs with a goal. So of course we will have to continue that, and hopefully we will get more sustaining members, more area members too, so that we can increase our giving to the foundation. So for the 26th of March, I already spoke to and interacted with our regional grants officer, Renee Reiling, who's looking after our global grants, and she is willing to give a presentation. But I will talk to Tanya and to you, DG Soraya, and see what exact the topic should be at that learning session. That's it for me for now.
Hey, thank you. Thank you so much, everybody, for squeezing this time in. I appreciate you coming on the call and giving us this.
I have to.
Yes. Congratulations.
Just a little bit more priority.
Absolutely. Thank you. Congratulations on the new Rotary Club being chartered today. Yeah, that's actually very, very good news. So congratulations for that. And in terms of the foundation, absolutely, we are hoping to see more global grant take up this year. And I look forward to working with you so that we can drive that that notion to the district. So thank you so much. I appreciate your time today. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. If I could ask PDG Roger, who's on the call, to give us an update on his portfolio. Thank you.
Sure, thanks. What you might want to mute because we're hearing your background noise. Thanks. Okay, morning everybody. Nice to see a lot of faces that I haven't seen for a long time, Lise in particular. I hope other people don't mind me saying that. So I am the RLI chair again, and as many of you have probably heard before, we, after approximately 2-year effort, were able to restart RLI in our district. And it happened in Aruba in November just gone. You may also have heard that it was extremely successful in terms of the attendance and the numerous comments that came out afterwards, both from the foreign discussion leaders who came down to participate, as well as the attendees, of course, and from Frederick and others who got, such great response afterwards in terms of enthusiasm and liking what they went through, etc. So for some of the people on the call who may not be familiar, I just want to say very quickly that the RLI program is about knowledge of Rotary, basically, but it is done in a way that is not a presentation. It is done in a way where there is an active discussion that is being led in the room by a discussion leader with all the attendees, that you try to have a mixed room of very new people, as against people who have been in Rotary for a few years, as against some old timers as well. And that helps to stimulate the discussion and share information and knowledge, which is the way in which this is presented. The discussion leader, of course, has to have the knowledge of what the true facts are with regard to any particular topic that they may be leading the discussion on. And this is how people get to learn by active discussion, sometimes even a semi-argumentative discussion. Once, of course, it is managed properly. It is actually a really good learning experience. And one of the presenters from away from the States had said to me, and I want to share the exact thing with you all, that in as much as you've been in Rotary for a while and you feel you might have a good knowledge of many things, any one RLI session you sit in, you are going to most definitely learn something new. And I did with the how many other sessions that I did over there in Aruba recently. So it's not for people who think that they know it all, and it's and the opposite to that as well, of course. Anyway, so since then, I have been in discussion with more than one country regarding having an RLI session there next. The intention is to have at least one more session before the end of this year. Maybe I'll just let the cat out of the bag and say that the front runner is Grenada, simply because of the amount of conversation I've had with them and the enthusiasm to have it as soon as. There's still very much interest and enthusiasm from the Aruba and Curacao Rotarians and the lone Trinidadian, who happens to be Tanya, who sat in on that session as well, about giving the opportunity for completing the part 3. There was a talk for a very short period of time about the possibility of doing it in tandem with our upcoming district conference, but it's not going to work out. So there is a plan, obviously, for a part 3, and quite possibly Tanya and others, the part 3 might be in tandem with a new round of parts 1 and 2 that is likely to be in Grenada, as I said, at this point in time. Second thing I want to mention, and it's a pity that Maurice came off the call because I think that he forgot about the extremely long conversations that we had, more than one, with particular reference to getting RLI off the ground in the French islands. And so for everybody's information, we are at a very advanced stage now with respect to 2 things. One, getting a couple of, actually 2 more people, French-speaking people from Martinique, Guadeloupe, and or French Guyana. Most likely they're going to come from Martinique and Guadeloupe in this instance, to become certified discussion leaders, 1. And 2, to get the entire RLI curriculum translated to French, to French properly, I need to say. And that's another topic that I really feel this district needs to talk about, that there is translation to any other language and there's translation to that language properly. I wouldn't go down that road now, but the point I just want to make very quickly is that we're getting RLI translated to proper French. We're getting proper speaking, French speaking discussion leaders going to be delivering RLI in French. And of course, their mandate would be to cover all the clubs in the French islands in particular. Tanya, of course, I will have to work closely with regard to, obviously the alignment of PELS and her learning function along with RLI, which of course goes so much hand in hand. And yeah, just to say that obviously I will share the information soon enough with respect to when dates are locked down for the next session and when the future session after that may be. It's quite possible that we could still have a French-only session in one of those islands that I spoke about before the end of this year, but that will depend on how quickly the French DLs get up to speed. So I'm finished with my presentation. I just want to make a last point to Leslie and to everybody else about the fact that we have a pretty unique relationship with RI with regard to youth exchange in this district, because all of the clubs in the ABC Islands have the authority to do it, interestingly. So, Les, you need to speak to them. The DGE, I believe, is familiar with this quirk, if you want to call it that as well. But it's a good quirk because I think that will help to propel us to get back to that point as well. So reach out to Frederick and others in the ABC Islands for help with that. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, PDG Roger, for your presentation on RLI. Well, we've had plenty conversations and I feel very strongly about RLI. I think it's an absolutely important learning pathway. And I'm happy with the updates that you've provided, and for sure look forward to that being expanded further during the upcoming Rotary year. So thank you very much for your update. Appreciate it. If I could call on Past Assistant Governor Sharon, Annual Fund Chair, and I'm putting PDG Trevor on standby to follow. Thank you.
Good morning, all, and thank you very much for allowing me an opportunity to be here among all the leaders and for the opportunity to serve again as Annual Fund Chair. I think I would like to be brief today. Our goal would be to achieve 100% giving clubs and maybe $25 per capita for each Rotarian in the district. Now, of course, it would be great if we could surpass that goal and reach all the way to 100 per person, but we want to have a reachable and achievable goal.
Thank you. Very brief, but thank you very much. I realize your focus is dead on annual funds. Let's get everyone focused on the per capita requirements. So I appreciate that, and thank you for agreeing to serve for another year. I appreciate your commitment and service. Thank you so much, Past Assistant Governor Sharon. And if I could ask PDG Trevor.
Thank you, DGE Soraya. I think I'll take the lead from Sharon and be extremely brief. Yeah, but good morning, all. My area is stewardship subcommittee. And as you know, stewardship falls under the overall foundation committee under my boss, PDG Wadi, who we've just heard from. I see stewardship as not just the way we respond to the grants that we have, but I see stewardship going all the way through to the clubs, ensuring that we have transparency and accountability in our clubs, etc. So that is something, and I've spoken to DG Soraya about this and the role of the stewardship committee going forward in the new year. Of course, I have to develop these plans in tandem with PDG Wadi. So I'm not at liberty to unveil anything at this point, but certainly once I have the sign off from PDG Wadi with my thoughts on the area, we will then present them, hopefully in time for your 15th April deadline. So thank you, DG. Sorry.
Thank you, PDG Trevor, and I look forward to receiving your goals and objectives by the timeline indicated. But I also appreciate and I'm grateful for your agreement to continue as the stewardship, the stewardship chair. And so I look forward to working with you as well during this new Rotary year. Thank you so much. I'd also like to call on Assistant Governor Frederick. Assistant Governor Frederick, are you with us? Okay. Can I reach out then to past President Nisha?
Good morning, everyone. And thank you, DG Soraya, for this opportunity. Happy International Women's Day. And forgive me for not having my camera on, but I'm at a children's home in Central Trinidad celebrating International Women's Day with them. So sorry about that. And obviously, I didn't want to miss this screening. So congruent with the Team Unite for Good, the top priority in relation to the Empowering Futures project is helping youths in vulnerable circumstances, initially through education and literacy, involving a collaborative approach. This is truly a transformative approach to breaking, the cycle of poverty and empowering them to thrive by focusing on their learning and personal development. Communities and organizations can provide, like ours, can provide opportunities to create impact, lasting impact then by uniting for good. So we may wonder for this project, the priority, why education and literacy, and why does it matter for youths in vulnerable circumstances? One of the major aspects would be to alleviate and break poverty cycles as it equips youths with skills needed for better job opportunities and financial independence. Also, to empower decision-making. Literacy and education enhances critical thinking skills, enabling youth and 21st century skills to make informed life choices. Additionally, also fostering confidence and reducing vulnerability, academic struggles, and even homelessness. And this can be done through a multiplicity of programs to suit the local and unique context in District 7030, such as, programs to support vulnerable youths, life skills workshops, digital learning programs, mentorship initiatives, community libraries and mobile book drives, vocational training, just to name a few. And of course, this is exciting times as we collaborate together to really, really help these vulnerable youths. It's a passion, and I know it's a passion with all of us. And I look forward to our collaboration. Thank you, DG.
Thank you, Past President Nisha, for agreeing to take on this role and to lead this project. The Empowering Futures project is essentially a response really to the escalating crisis that we can see unfolding before our eyes across our district with youth. We see a lot of our youth getting involved in criminality. A lot of the violence that we are experiencing across our islands involve youth. And as I said, this is a response from us and in an effort to address the underserved in our community and to support the youth that need that type of support. And hope that we can make a difference. So thank you very much, Nisha, for taking this on. I know that both of us are very passionate about it, and I'm pretty sure that the other members on this call, and indeed the entire district, will embrace the objectives of this Empowering Futures project. So thank you again for your commitment and for agreeing to lead this. Much, much appreciated. Thank you. I would like to call on Past Assistant Governor Conrad, please, to share.
Good morning, everybody. Yeah, I'm in St. Lucia, and some of you may know me from the last district conference we had in St. Lucia, or maybe from the RILA conference and the Interact conference and Interact Awards and so on. I have the pleasure again to serve DGE Soraya as the conference chair in St. Lucia. And it's interesting, I just learned they'll have a virtual project fair. So I was making a note already to make sure we figure that in our planning. We've done what every district does. We had our meetings leading up to the conference in Trinidad. And we have all intentions to be ready to make a presentation, have a rough outline of what is scheduled for St. Lucia in April 2026. Really excited, and we hope that there are no more medical emergencies or anything else that we have to cancel again like last time. This time we really hope to see all of you for some really good fellowship and Rotary work in St. Lucia in April 2026. So welcome. And Maurice is not here anymore. It's very dear to my heart too, to make sure that our French friends are involved, are integrated. So we will assure him whatever we have to do to make them feel part of Conference 2026. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, Conference Chair Conrad, who's working extremely hard to ensure that we have an absolutely successful conference in April 2026. Thank you. Thank you so much for your commitment here. The last but not least chair is Frederick, Assistant Governor Frederick, but I'm not sure if he is on the call. So AG Frederick, are you with us still, or? Okay, so he's not responding. So this pretty much closes out then all of the committee chairs that are present and effectively representative of the Dream Team for 2025-2026. Thank you so much again for your commitment and your willingness to serve alongside me along this awesome Rotary journey. We are at 11:23, and so I'll hand back to District Learning Facilitator Tanya to close us out. Thank you, everyone, for your contributions today.
Thank you, Soraya. I know that over the next few months, we will be asking for more and more of your time. So we are, in fact, giving you back 7 minutes of your life today. So we again wish you a very happy International Women's Day. We encourage you to celebrate, not only to celebrate, but to act and bring change for greater diversity, inclusion, and equity. And we wish you all a very hearty thank you for being with us today and your continued service. Have a wonderful weekend, everyone. See you soon in the future.
Thank you, everyone.